Now let's discuss the limits. Okay, this is the first module in Maths and 5, limits and continuity. It's one of the most stressful, if I would call it, because if you've gone through past papers, you kind of, it's a bit frustrating to know what to do, when to use this name here, this rule here. They call it the L'Hopital's rule. I just say L'Hopital, but they say that it's L'Hopital's rule. Okay, or is it L'Hopital? I'm not sure. L'Hopital or L'Hopital, I don't know. Guys, what I'm saying is that it's kind of stressful when you don't know what to do. So a limit is just like a prediction of the value of a function when you have the values that are closest to a point, right? So it helps you to predict. Now, we know this from high school. When we're finding the derivative, we'll say f prime, is it f prime x is equal to lim h approaches 0, right? And then we have f of x plus h minus f of x, right? And then we divide this by h. We are still doing this in N5. It's a bit different now. All right. So that is what a limit is. And we are now doing a separate module that is requiring us to solve for limits, right? And we need to follow this, right? Usually a limit, you find a derivative, you just find a derivative and you substitute, isn't it? Or in some limits, you just substitute because now we are not being asked to find the derivative using first principles. Let me just give you an example. Let's say you have lim x approaches 1, and then the function that you're given is 2 over x minus 2, right? What happens over here is you're just going to substitute, so it'll be 2 1 minus 2, and then what you get minus 2, right? This is straightforward. Now you get cases where you cannot have it straightforward. Sometimes you have a denominator as 0, and when you have a denominator as 0, that means that your answer is going to be indeterminate or is going to be undefined. So I'm going to explain that in more detail. Okay, so pay careful attention, right? We get what we call L'Hopital's rule. Okay, before I get to that, look at this. If you have a number, right, let's just look at it. If you have, let's say you have 3. If you have 3 divided by 0, right? If you have 3 divided by 0, what happens is that your calculator says undefined, right? The reason why your calculator says undefined is because 0 is a very small number, right? To assess this, we won't put 0. We will say 0,001, right? If you do this in the calculator, your answer is going to be big, right? Your answer is going to be big. And if you keep adding zeros, if you say 0,00000, you will notice the difference, 3, right? Your answer will be getting bigger. So the reason why you put 3 over 0 and your calculator says undefined, it is because the value that you are asking for is very big, that it doesn't know how to get it, that it doesn't have space for it. That's why the answer is infinity, right? When you divide anything by 0, the answer is infinity. But guys, so that is when you're dividing by 0. So 3 divided by 0, your answer will be infinity. And then you get a case where you are dividing 3 by a bigger number, when you're dividing it by infinity, like this. So this is like case 1, right? Case 1, and then this is case 2, right? Case 1 and case 2. This is when you're dividing by infinity. So this one here, when you're dividing by infinity, usually you don't have infinity on your calculator, but when you divide with a bigger number, what happens, guys, is that your answer becomes lesser, right? So your answer would be 0, isn't it? If you divide 3 by 10, right, and if you divide 3 by 100, and then by 3 by 1000, you will notice that your answer is getting smaller. This I think is 0.3, and then this will have to be 0.03. This 0.003. I'm not sure, but you can double check with your calculator. So that is what is happening. I just wanted you to know that. Okay, now we can move on from this. Now let's try to find out the limits when we are required to use L'Hopital's rule. So first of all, we're required to use L'Hopital's rule in different cases. Okay, so I'm just going to write cases that we are required to use L'Hopital's rule. So just watch closely, right? I'm just going to shift this here. Okay, L'Hopital's rule. Let me just erase this. Okay. Right. I want to show you what do we do, or what are the different cases that we use L'Hopital's rule in. So the first case, okay, this is too small, too sharp. Okay, just a moment. Okay, so case number one is very simple, right? Or the type 1 is when we have 0 over 0. So this is when you are substituting. Let's say they say find limit, and then they say x approaches 0, and your fraction is 2x over 3x squared. So when you substitute, this is the type that on the top you have 0 and on the bottom you have 0. Guys, this cannot be an answer. Your answer when you're finding a limit can be 0, can be infinity, can be a number, but it cannot be like this, it cannot be like this, right? It cannot be like that. So you will have to make it look like the answer that I just showed you. So you have case number 1, and then you have case 2. You have case 2, and in case 2, that is when you have infinity over infinity. And then in case 3, right, in case 3, this is when you have infinity minus infinity. Yes, this is even possible. So this is when, let's say, they have given you, they are saying, okay, let me just forget this. Let's say they say lim, right? They said lim, and then x approaches infinity, and then they say 3x minus 4, right? 4x. Okay, 3x to the power of 3 minus 4x. So this is infinity. So what happens here, guys, is that you're going to have infinity minus infinity. This case is like this one, right? And then you have a fourth case, case number 4. Okay, so in case number 4, it is when you have 0 times infinity. Guys, you see this one? This is the one that this is the one that makes things a bit complicated, right? Because I'm going to explain what you do when you have different cases, all of them actually. Let's start right now. So watch this. This is when you have case number 1 is very simple, right? Case number 1, what you do is you find the derivatives of both. Like I said, let's say you have lim x approaches 0, right? Lim x approaches 0, and you have 3x to the power of 4. Okay, that is a big number. Let's just say 3x over 2x squared. Watch closely. What happens is that if you substitute, it gives you the form of 0 over 0. So what you need to do is apply L'Hopital's rule, right? And then what happens is that you're going to have you derive. That is what I didn't even explain what this means. Okay, so guys, L'Hopital's rule, it just says that if you are asked to find a limit and you get these cases here, if you get these 4 cases, what you do is, well, not all of these 4 cases. Okay, what you do, okay, yes, all these 4 cases, what you do is you derive both the numerator and the denominator, and then you try to substitute whatever you are being asked to substitute for if your answer works out, then you are done. But then if it doesn't, that means you derive again. You keep on deriving until it works out. So this, guys, case 4 and case number 3 can be written as fractions. We will get to that. We will get to that. So in case number 1, you substitute, you derive. So it will be lim x approaches 0. What happens now, guys, is that you're going to have 3 over 4x, isn't it? Now when you substitute, you're going to have 3 over 0. This is infinity. Okay, this is infinity, and you can leave it like that, right? Because when you're dividing by 0, your answer is undefined and it's big. Remember, I already explained that. I explained the 0 part. So this is going to be equal to infinity. It is correct. That is the first case. Same case is one and the same thing. You just need to derive both of them, the numerator and the denominator. And then, sorry, second case. Now the third case, guys, the third case is pretty simple. You have to find the common denominator. You have to divide by the common factor, the lowest common factor, right? So let's say you have 3x over, sorry, not 3x. Let's say you have 3x squared minus 3x squared minus 4, right? Minus 4x. Okay, and then they're saying lim x approaches infinity. You can't have infinity minus infinity. You can't have infinity minus infinity. So what you do is you make both of them fractions. You make both of them fractions. So you divide both of them by x, right? You divide, so you say 3x squared minus 4x divided by x, right? Make both of them fractions, divide both of them by x, and then you substitute. Sorry, you derive. So now we'll say lim x approaches infinity, and then we write L'Hopital's rule, right? Because over here you'll have to show them that this is indeterminate. So you show them, right? Now you have to derive. When you derive the top, it's going to be 6x minus 4, and then here it will be 1. And then remember, we are saying lim x approaches infinity. Now, guys, we can substitute. It will be 6 times infinity minus 4. Guys, this is the same as saying infinity. Okay, so done with the third case. You do the same, but now it gets complicated. It's not as easy as it is. I will do the next videos when I'm doing past questions, and I will show you, because now in the next videos or in the questions, actually exam questions, what they are doing is they are using all the derivatives. They are using the sine, the cos, the tan, everything, the ln, the e to the x, everything. It could be e to the power of, everything. So we will do all those. Okay, now this case, right, the last one, case number 4. This case here is quite an interesting one, or a special one, right? The reason for this is because you need to make it a fraction. But now you need to understand what I told you earlier on, that multiplying, okay, you need to know that multiplying by a smaller number, is the same as dividing by a bigger number. Okay, look at this. Let's say 3 times 0. Okay, 3. Wait, did I say that correctly? Let's say 3 times 0,001, right? I'm not sure what answer that you get, but it will be the same as dividing with a bigger number. Okay, that makes sense. And then the same goes in the opposite. Multiplying by the bigger number. Okay, wait, let me write it down. So multiplying by a smaller or a small number is equal to dividing by a big number. Okay, let me just write big number there. Okay, right, this is the same. You can test it. Let's say multiplying by a small number is the same as dividing by a big number. Yes, it is the same. You can test it, and you will get it, but you need to use the same numbers, right? You need to be using the same numbers. Now the following question, oh sorry, no, the opposite is true. Multiplying, the opposite is true. Multiplying by a big number is the same as dividing by a smaller number, right? I already explained this, guys, in the previous, not in the previous video. Sorry, I already explained this before, right? That the opposite is actually true. So, guys, that is what you need to know when it comes to limits. It's very interesting. It's an interesting question. It takes practice. So be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more videos, as I am going to be discussing a lot and going to be assisting you with past questions and just giving you all the guides that you need, right? So on continuity, they don't ask a lot. When it comes to continuity, it's just you knowing whether a function is continuous or discontinuous, right? Just knowing when a function is continuous or discontinuous. So when the denominator of a function is equal to 0, that means that it is discontinuous because it doesn't have a value at that point. All right, so those types of questions, I will do them when we're doing past questions. So guys, that is it for this video. Don't forget to share, like, comment, and subscribe, and be part of this awesome community. If you are waiting for BSc videos, don't worry, BSc videos are coming soon. Thank you for watching. Until we meet again in the next video. Cheers.